My initial discussion was with my neurologist at Emory University. And we were there one day discussing proactive approaches to my condition. And he mentioned the fact that I have breathing issues with ALS and the diaphragm weakening, that I would have some conflict with eating, and he mentioned first a PEG tube, feeding tube, which threw me. That was the initial time that my physician had mentioned hospice to me. And it wasn't, of course, until later that I began to research, and he explained the need for hospice. Not in a terminal way, but in a comfort and care manner. I'm not going to say fear, but reluctance to accept that someone has mentioned hospice to me. It was a very apprehensive and anxious moment at first. It's just like when I first received my diagnosis. It was shock, and it was a why me? But then once we began to synthesize our thoughts, it became more clear of the process and the plan. We chose Covenant Hospice through word of mouth testimony from others, and we actually did an interview type process with communicating to other hospice providers. And we were given information that Covenant Hospice, first, was a nonprofit. Number two, a spiritually driven provider for comfort and care. And then we chose hospice and began to talk with hospice staff. And we began to learn they all had a common goal, that there was a unity and that there was a very of spiritual and compassionate type of character about these people. And so that's what we wanted, and we don't want to be a number. We don't want to be a patient. We're a person, and we want to be treated as a person. And so therefore, Covenant, once we began to meet staff, they were all on the same page. All we knew was what we had been told and what we just formed opinions of, was that it was a group to provide care for terminally ill patients, possibly 6 months or less prognosis. We had no real information whatsoever, but we do now. The information and the education we received has been more than we ever thought that we could receive. The staff in general has been great. It has exceeded my expectations. I did not know, number one, what really was involved with hospice, other than a nurse, possibly an aide, and I'd heard of the pastors that come out and social workers. Beyond that, I didn't know. But in the last month, I have learned more than I could ever imagine regarding hospice. And the staff has been beyond what we imagined it would be in terms of the compassion in which they treat their patients, me, and the care that they provide. But not only that, in-house visits. It's the follow-up with your medicines or any other needs you may have. Covenant Hospice has been one of the best experiences of my life. And I've had a lot of experiences. I've had a lot of great memories in life with things I've been involved in. And now when I'm in a position that I'm challenged every day, hospice is providing what I never knew I could have. So if I had to tell family and friends and the general public, is to investigate hospice, learn more about hospice, become informed, educate yourself. It's not an end-of-life decision. It's all about comfort and care when you've been diagnosed with a terminal type illness. Let these people assist you. Do not wait and try to do it all yourself. They're burden lifters. They're angels that come in my home and provide me with one of the best hours that I have every day outside of my wife and I. So that's what I would tell people. Allow it to happen. It can be good for the soul and good for you physically. The fact that Covenant Hospice assists the entire family with the patient is really a burden that's lifted off my shoulders. I don't want, like all patients, to be a burden to anyone, especially my family. So I try to do things, and I try to have an attitude that helps my family help me. And it's all about attitude and spirit. So in terms of hospice, they help the family, knowing that they're assisting that patient in so many ways other than just the actual professional care. Well, I can't thank Covenant enough. I mean, again, and I'm just as honest as I can be, this is a partnership. This is a team effort, and you're on my team now. I got a quarterback, I've got, you know, all kind of folks. And y'all are part of it, a big part of it. So it means a lot to me. It helps my wife feel much better. I'm saying it because I mean it.